From the Oval Office,
Mr. Prime Minister, please take it away.
To a car plant in Solihull.
Thank you, Mr. President, Donald, and this is a really fantastic, historic day.
The Prime Minister and the President were full of praise for each other and their deal.
Tribute to both teams, tribute to our countries, and tribute to your leadership.
Thank you. Well, it really is a great thing. And you go do your press conference, and I'll see you soon. Maybe speak to you later.
Donald Trump's global tariffs on steel, cars and other imports caused market chaos last month and left world leaders scrambling to secure new trade agreements.
We blew up the whole system. It was very fair to very unfair to the United States. And I think because of that, this worked out so nicely. And I'm honored that it was the first deal.
So what's in the deal? The US will reduce tariffs on British-made cars to 10%. Tariffs on UK steel will be eliminated and British beef farmers will get some access to US markets. US beef farmers will get reciprocal access to the UK. Ethanol tariffs will go and the UK will place a $10 billion order for Boeing planes. But agreements on films, pharmaceuticals and tech companies are still in the works.
We don't storm off, we stay in the room and we negotiate and we work.
It is the first deal the US has signed since last month's so-called Liberation Day. The Prime Minister believes his approach has been vindicated.
It's a significant step in the right direction for our country and our national interest, and for the very many thousands of jobs that will now be protected, saved and enhanced by the fact that we've done this deal. And I'm really proud we have. And I know people along the way were urging me to walk away, to descend in a different kind of relationship. We didn't.
British beef farmers will be relieved agricultural standards on US imports will remain, but say other tariffs are still hurting.
We're still facing 10% export tariffs for a lot of our dairy exports into the US. What happens next in trying to reduce those tariffs? The agricultural sector cannot carry any more burden for the wider economy in trying to reduce down those tariffs in the future.
Some MPs want to see a much bigger agreement.
This is not a historic deal. This is, this is something that businesses will welcome because it's better than last month. It's not better than 2 months ago. We should be doing a lot better than this. And we should go and get an actual free trade agreement, not just little bits of tariff deals here and there.
It was beautifully stated. What a beautiful accent, too. I'd like to have that accent. Thank you.
My mother would be proud.
Both sides are smiling tonight, but the full details are still to come and many other tariffs remain in place. Harry Horton, ITV News.
Well, the prospect of a tariff deal was welcomed by the Governor of the Bank of England as he cut interest rates to 4.25%. Andrew Bailey hinted that the rate will be reduced further in the months to come. And the deal has been a huge boost for the beleaguered UK steel industry, as our economics editor Joel Hills reports.
Forged in Britain and sold largely in the United States. The stainless steel made here in Sheffield ends up as nuts, bolts, springs and pumps on the other side of the Atlantic. Tariffs on British steel came into force in March and since then sales have slipped, but the 25% tariff will now fall to zero.
It's an incredible relief. We have very strong relationships, 25 years of standing with our customers in the supply chain. We export 15 to 20% to the US, and these tariffs were a medium to long-term risk.
The Bank of England highlighted trade disruption as a risk to the economy today as it cut interest rates. The governor welcomed news, though, that President Trump has started to do trade deals.
It is good news. I hope that this will be the first of many. It's particularly important for particularly those businesses that are, very much at the forefront of trading with the US. It will be much more important if it is the trendsetter, the trailblazer, call it what you like, for now trade agreements involving the rest of the world.
The Bank of England expects the UK economy will grow by 1% this year and 1.25% next year, despite the trade war that Trump has unleashed. It estimates tariffs alone will knock 0.3% off economic growth and pull the headline annual rate of inflation down by 0.2%. But these estimates were made before today's announcement. The bank's analysis suggests that a deal to reduce taxes on Britain's exports to America will only offset a little of the damage that tariffs cause. That's because President Trump's tariffs on China and a host of other countries remain in place. And as global growth slows, our economy is likely to slow too. And it's because the extreme uncertainty Trump has created still exists, harming business investment and jobs here in Britain. An interest rate cut is good news for the hundreds of thousands of homeowners who are set to refinance their mortgage deals in the months to come, but the outlook for growth remains weak, and that's bad news for living standards.
For a lot of people, the interest rate cut comes after a month where most households have seen their energy bills, their water bills and their council tax bills all rise. So a lot of people are still going to be feeling that pressure in their finances.
The trade deal with President Trump will be celebrated here in Sheffield, but on its own, it's unlikely to make much of a difference to the economy as a whole. Welcome news, but not a game changer. And the Bank of England remains concerned that inflation is about to heat up again. Joel Hills, ITV News.
Well, now to our political editor, Robert Peston, who has been with the Prime Minister during a visit to the Jaguar Land Rover factory in the West Midlands. A little earlier, Robert sent his assessment on whether this is a good or a bad deal for the UK.
So as and when Donald Trump actually cuts the tariffs that have been imposed on our steel makers and our car makers, obviously Britain will be in a better position. Although interesting, the Prime Minister was unable to say precisely when these lower tariffs would take effect. But you have to go back to the position before Donald Trump became president to make a proper assessment of whether this is a good or a bad deal. And let's be absolutely clear, as a result of what's been agreed today, tariffs paid by British manufacturers and exporters are going up by 3 times to 10%, but what we are charging American exporters to the UK, those tariffs are being cut by 2/3. So there's absolutely no question that if you want to judge this on the basis of who gets the better of this particular deal, America, Washington gets the better of this deal. That said, Britain is a free trading nation. It's what we believe in. Donald Trump believes in protectionism. He believes that he's somehow supporting American industry by putting these tariffs not just on us but on the whole world. And plenty of economists would say in the long run it is our free trade approach which will benefit the UK and indeed the world most. But we should be under no illusion. In the short term, whatever kind of manufacturer you are, you would rather not have Donald Trump's tariffs.